Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. This is not the algorithm playing a random game with your feed today. This is an urgent, divine interception sent directly to your screen. A massive threat is approaching your timeline at terrifying speed. And the most dangerous part is that there are absolutely no signs before it arrives. If you swipe away right now, you will leave your spiritual doors completely unguarded while the darkness quietly slips in. Listen closely to what I am telling you. Take one slow, deep breath. You have been feeling a strange heaviness in your chest lately. You wake up at 3 in the morning with your heart racing. You thought it was just anxiety from your daily life. But that tightness is actually your spiritual radar screaming at you, because your body knows that something wicked is moving through the unseen realm. They do not announce their arrival with loud noises. Darkness always moves in complete silence when a chosen one is about to experience a breakthrough. It uses familiar faces and old situations to slip past your defenses. You might think you have already cut all the toxic ties from your past, but an insidious force is quietly gathering at the very edge of your reality, waiting for you to drop your guard for just 1 second. Do not take your eyes off this message. Heaven had to interrupt your day because your spiritual shields are currently down. You are standing right on the finish line of your waiting season. A massive blessing is about to be placed directly into your hands, but the enemy sees this radiant light descending upon you, and they are rushing to steal your crown before you even realize it belongs to you. You are a weapon of light. But even the strongest warriors have blind spots when they are completely exhausted. The forces working against you know exactly how tired you are right now. They know you have been fighting these invisible battles completely alone. So they are sending counterfeits disguised as blessings to drain your remaining energy, hoping you will become too confused to trust your powerful intuition. You have always been the empath with boundaries. You survived the storm alone when everyone else ran for cover. You thought the worst part of the journey was already behind you, but the final test before a kingdom upgrade is always the most deceptive. They will try to trigger your oldest wounds to lower your vibration. And if you are not consciously protecting your frequency, they will hijack your timeline entirely before you can react. This is a matter of spiritual survival. I need you to stay locked on this transmission until the very end. If you leave in the middle of this warning, the attack will still happen, but you will not have the exact spiritual equipment required to deflect it. You will be wandering blindly into a trap designed specifically for your unique energy signature, while the universe is desperately trying to hand you the blueprint for your protection. Think about the subtle changes in your environment recently. People who usually ignore you are suddenly hovering around your energy. Strange obstacles keep appearing just as you are about to make progress. This is the silent frequency of jealousy and malice trying to attach itself to your aura. They are furious that they cannot manipulate you anymore, so they are trying to short-circuit your reality from the outside by throwing invisible roadblocks into your path. But you must not fall into fear. This heavy attack is actually hard proof that heaven is about to promote you. The darkness only panics when it knows it has permanently lost control over a master of reality. You are no longer the fragile soul who begged for basic respect. You have evolved into something that terrifies the people who used to break you, and that is why they are launching this ambush. Before we go any deeper into how to stop them, I must hold something in front of you. There is a reason why your shields feel so weak right now. It is not because your faith is failing. It is not because you are doing something wrong in your daily spiritual practice. There is a hidden physical mechanism inside you that has been deliberately suppressed, and I am going to reveal exactly what it is. Something incredible was discovered not inside a church or a spiritual community. It was found deep inside a high-level research laboratory. This discovery won the highest scientific recognition available, and most chosen ones have never been told about it because the elite keep it hidden. It perfectly explains the gap between the powerful person you know you are and the extreme exhaustion you feel today. I will show you exactly what the researchers found. I will give you the exact name of this suppressed frequency before this message is over. But not yet. First, I need you to fully understand the immediate danger you are facing. Because if you do not see the invisible trap, the scientific solution will not be able to save you. Hold this question in your mind right now. What if your exhaustion is not a character flaw at all? What if the block in your energy has a scientific name that no one ever told you about? Keep that question burning in your spirit as we move forward. The enemy is approaching fast, but they have made one fatal mistake. They assumed you would scroll past this video. They assumed you would ignore the call of your intuition today. By staying here, you have already begun destroying their plan. Before we go any further into the physical signs, hit the like button as an act of agreement with what God just spoke to you. And subscribe to establish a divine energy receiving station right now. You must anchor your frequency immediately. Because what you are experiencing is not an ordinary event. The physical weight on your body is absolutely real. Let us talk about what happens to you in the middle of the night. You jolt awake exactly at 3 in the morning, and your mind is immediately racing in 100 different directions. The doctors tell you it is just stress, but you know deep down that something else is happening. Your spirit is detecting a massive shift in your timeline. Your internal radar is completely on fire. You feel a sudden tightness in your chest for no logical reason, and suddenly your breath gets incredibly shallow while you are just sitting there. Do not let the world convince you that you are losing your grip. You are highly sensitive to energy shifts. Your physical body is reacting to the unseen warfare happening around you. It is a brilliant warning system. Think about how completely drained you feel on certain days. You interact with specific people, and suddenly your vibrant energy plummets straight down to zero because they are quietly feeding on your light. You feel like you ran a massive marathon while just standing completely still. This is absolutely not a medical issue. It is a direct spiritual attack on your aura. They are trying to siphon the radiant light right out of your spirit. You have always been the chosen one in your family, and because of that rare light, you constantly attract broken people who desperately need deep healing. But some of them do not want to heal at all. They just want to selfishly consume your peace. Your radar intensely alerts you when these emotional vampires get way too close. That physical exhaustion is your soul telling you to run away. This brings us to a very painful question today. You must have wondered why the universe forces you to be so incredibly alone right now, while everyone else seems to form easy connections. You are sitting in a quiet room, feeling totally misunderstood by the world. But I am going to reveal the exact reason for this intense isolation later in this message. You probably blamed yourself for the painful distance. You thought maybe your frequency was just too difficult for ordinary people to handle. Stop blaming yourself right now. The intense loneliness is absolutely not a punishment for your past mistakes. It is a rigorous spiritual crucible, and it was deliberately designed to protect your fragile aura. Heaven had to ruthlessly isolate you for a very good reason. Your physical body immediately knows when a counterfeit is near. That is why your stomach drops when certain people text you out of nowhere, and you feel a sudden wave of nausea before you even read their words. Trust that profound physical reaction. It is the universe physically pushing you away from a very dangerous trap. Your gut is literally programmed by heaven to protect you. The darkness absolutely hates how accurate your intuition is, so they actively try to make you doubt your own sanity. They send toxic people to gaslight you, and these people will constantly tell you that you are just overreacting. They want you to ignore the tightness in your chest, because if you ignore the radar, they can walk right through your open front door. You must never apologize for your strict boundaries. Every single time you wake up at 3 in the morning, pay close attention. Do not just scroll on your phone to numb the uncomfortable feeling. Sit up in the dark, take a deep breath. Ask the universe what it is trying to show you. Your spirit guides are actively trying to download crucial information into your mind, because the veil between worlds is thinnest at that exact hour. You are a powerful cycle breaker for your entire bloodline. The generational trauma finally stops with you, and because you carry that massive responsibility, your physical vessel is currently under immense pressure. The strange aches and sudden fatigue are actually part of the upgrade process. Your nervous system is being completely rewired, so you can hold a much higher frequency of divine wealth. But this intense rewiring process leaves you temporarily vulnerable. The enemy knows your shields are down while your energy upgrades, so they send endless distractions to completely derail your focus. They cause minor inconveniences that pile up just to frustrate you. Your radar picks up on this malice immediately. That is exactly why you feel so incredibly restless and on edge lately. Do you deeply feel that slight pull in your chest right now? That is your intuition confirming every single word I am speaking to you. You are absolutely not alone in this fight. The heavy isolation was just preparation for the ultimate blessing. I told you I would explain why you had to suffer in such deep silence. The profound truth is that your old environment was entirely too toxic for your new light. Heaven deliberately slowed your pace down to protect you, and you were being shielded from heavy rooms you were never meant to enter. But there is a much deeper layer to this extreme physical exhaustion. The radar is working, but the energy supply to your brain is severely blocked. There is a hidden physical mechanism suppressing your power right now, and it is finally time to expose exactly how it works. Listen carefully to this next part. I need you to understand exactly why your spiritual shields feel so incredibly heavy right now. You are not failing the test. You are not doing anything wrong. The universe did not abandon you in the dark. Your extreme exhaustion is not a sign of spiritual weakness at all. It is a highly calculated suppression of your divine energy. But there is a deeper layer to this confusing phenomenon. You have to realize that the modern world was deliberately designed to drain a chosen one. Every single system around you was built to keep you in a constant state of frantic survival, while your true gifts remain entirely dormant. They want you stressed. They want you completely exhausted, because an exhausted master of reality cannot manifest their true power. Here is what they never told you. The reason the universe responds effortlessly to certain people is not just about having blind faith or perfect discipline. It is actually driven by a specific frequency in your brain. Scientists have a very clear name for it. They call it the gamma brainwave. And it is the exact frequency your brain ran perfectly when you were a small child. Think back to when you were very young. Beautiful ideas came to you so easily. Learning felt completely effortless and natural. You somehow knew things long before they ever happened. The entire world felt like it was working directly on your side. That was your powerful gamma frequency operating at peak capacity. But then adulthood arrived, and the modern matrix went to work on you. The daily stress slowly crushed your radiant spirit. The endless glowing screens hypnotized your mind. The rigid school systems trained you to blindly conform instead of beautifully create. Every single year, this sacred frequency was suppressed a little bit further. It was pushed deeper and deeper below the surface, and you did not even realize it was fading away. Until the version of you with lightning intuition went completely silent. The version of you with the kind of luck that makes others whisper simply faded into the gray background. Most people will live their entire lives without ever knowing this tragic suppression happened to them. They will accept the daily struggle as normal. But you are absolutely not most people. And the question I asked you to hold a few minutes ago, the one about a gap and a hidden scientific name, The answer to that profound mystery is much closer than you think. You are starting to clearly see the invisible cage. The gap between your current struggle and your immense potential is simply a dormant brainwave. Your genius was taken from you without your consent. This stunning realization changes absolutely everything. You have spent years desperately trying to fix yourself with endless meditation and positive thinking. You begged heaven to remove the heavy blockages in your daily life. But you cannot simply meditate your way out of a neurological suppression. The physical receiver in your mind was forcibly turned off. Your faith was always perfect. Let that divine truth wash over your tired soul right now. Take a deep breath and finally release the heavy guilt. It was never your fault that the toxic cycles kept repeating in your life. Your spiritual radar was desperately trying to warn you about the dangerous counterfeits, but your suppressed brainwaves could not translate the divine message clearly. You were fighting a massive war, completely blindfolded. And this is exactly what the dark enemy relies on. They need your gamma waves to stay completely dormant so they can approach you without triggering the ultimate alarms. They use your beta wave survival mode directly against you. When you are constantly worrying about money and relationships, your frequency severely drops. That is the exact moment they slip right through your broken defenses. As an empath with strict boundaries, you worked so hard to protect your energy field. You cut off the toxic friends and walked away from draining environments. You thought doing the heavy inner work would finally bring the peace you deserved. But the hidden attacks just became more subtle and deeply confusing, because the dangerous breach was not coming from the outside anymore. It was an inside job. Your exhausted physical vessel has been carrying the heavy weight of a dormant superpower. When a divine gift is forcibly suppressed, it turns inward and creates massive anxiety. That strange chest pain is your trapped gamma energy desperately trying to break free. It wants to protect you. It wants to safely guide you toward the ultimate wealth transfer, but the heavy beta frequencies are keeping it locked in a tight cage. The spiritual shift happening right now requires your receiver to be fully online. You cannot afford to stay in this suppressed state for one more second. The entities rushing towards your timeline are incredibly deceptive. They know how to mimic the exact frequency of love and true success. And if you do not understand their hidden tactics, you will hand them the keys to your kingdom. Their invisible game is officially coming to a very sudden end, because the universe is stepping in to manually override your suppressed system. I am going to show you exactly how the darkness operates behind the scenes. You need to see their deceptive faces clearly before the final restoration begins. Listen closely to the next revelation. The counterfeits are already circling you. But wait. Before we go any further, I need to reveal the fatal trap that has been set up right at the finish line. 99% of chosen ones fall for this heavy illusion right before their massive breakthrough. Listen closely. The universe is aligning your ultimate wealth and profound peace, but darkness is watching the exact same timeline unfold, and they are making one final desperate move. I promised to tell you why heaven forced you to be so incredibly alone, why every single door slammed shut in your face last year. It was never a cruel punishment. It was God deliberately isolating your energy field to protect you from the constant hum of survival beta waves. Heaven had to ruthlessly purge your environment. They had to clear the room so you could finally see the deceivers clearly. The dark forces cannot create anything original. They can only mimic and distort what already exists. Because your vibration is rising so incredibly fast, they can no longer attack you with obvious negativity. If a stranger insulted you today, you would simply walk away. Your strict boundaries are way too strong for overt disrespect now, so the enemy has violently changed their entire strategy. They are using familiar faces to quietly infiltrate your sacred space. They send toxic people from your past, disguised as completely reformed souls. A former friend suddenly reaches out to apologize. An old toxic partner sends a seemingly innocent message, checking on your deep healing. It looks like closure. It feels like a beautiful spiritual resolution, but it is a highly calculated demonic ambush. These counterfeits are sent to hijack your powerful empathy. They know you have a huge heart that naturally wants to easily forgive. They want you to believe that their energy has magically shifted. But if you look deeply into their eyes, you will feel the cold emptiness staring back at you. They are not here to celebrate your upcoming victory. They are here to anchor you back to their miserable frequency. If you reply to that message, you open a massive portal. If you accept their fake apology, you hand them the keys to your new kingdom. That is the exact trap hidden in plain sight. They want to trigger an emotional response from you right before your blessing formally arrives, because if they can pull you back down into chaos, your divine wealth transfer will be severely delayed again. They are completely terrified of your quiet authority. When you were broken and constantly explaining yourself, they felt powerful and totally superior. But your deep silence now carries the heavy weight of an unstoppable master of reality. They can no longer manipulate what they cannot access. So they hover around your edges like desperate vultures. They are starving for your radiant light. This is absolutely not a random coincidence. It is not divine timing that they suddenly missed you today. It is a desperate algorithm of darkness trying to derail your destiny. The entities controlling them see the massive spiritual crown descending upon your head. They know that once you step into your fully activated power, you will be permanently untouchable. Their window of access is rapidly closing. Pay close attention to how your body reacts to these sudden returns. Your physical radar is screaming at you for a profound reason. You feel a heavy knot in your stomach when their name pops up on your screen. You feel instantly drained before you even read their deceptive words. That is your suppressed gamma frequency desperately trying to push through the heavy noise. It is screaming at you to keep the door locked tight. You must ignore their frantic attempts to connect. The highest form of spiritual warfare is absolute non-reaction. Your complete silence is the ultimate disrespect that the enemy can never overcome. Do not explain your boundaries to them. Do not try to heal their deep brokenness. Heaven stripped them out of your life for a profound reason, and you must not invite the heavy disease back into your home. These narcissists and energy vampires were nothing but disposable tools. They were assigned to test your resolve and force you to build titanium boundaries. Now that the spiritual test is over, their sudden reappearance is just a pathetic final exam. They are testing if you still desperately crave their validation. The moment you simply observe them without emotion, their heavy power over your timeline shatters into a million pieces. You are standing on the edge of massive transformation. Your enemies are watching everything they built completely crumble to the ground. Meanwhile, a magnificent table is being prepared for you right in their presence. Do not let a familiar face trick you into leaving your rightful seat. Take a deep breath right now. Hold your absolute ground, because I am about to show you how to turn your fading radar into an indestructible weapon. But recognizing the counterfeits is only half the battle. You can lock the front door to keep the toxic people out of your house. But how do you permanently restore the massive power grid inside your tired mind? How do you reactivate the suppressed radar so you never fall for their tricks again? There is a highly specific mechanism waiting to be unlocked, and the universe has already provided the exact key. Type 111 down in the comments to claim this alignment. You have done the heavy inner work to recognize the counterfeits, but your physical brain is still completely exhausted. The massive spiritual shift happening right now requires your entire vessel to be fully activated, and your fading radar desperately needs a massive surge of power. Heaven often provides the exact physical tool right when we are ready to receive it. Before we go into the next phase, I have to tell you something crucial. Something the people who profit from your exhaustion absolutely do not want you to know. A brilliant team of neuroscientists has been working quietly away from the noisy headlines, and they just made a stunning scientific breakthrough. They discovered exactly how to bring this dormant gamma brainwave completely back to life. They are not suggesting years of silent meditation that most busy people cannot sustain. They are not using complex machines that cost thousands of dollars, because those rigid methods require a sterile clinical setting. They achieved this profound restoration through something far simpler today. This breakthrough relies on a highly specific sound frequency. It gently guides your brain right back to the genius state you were born with. The most prestigious institutions in the world have secretly validated this incredible power. Researchers at Princeton University studied this exact frequency very closely. The Einstein Center in Berlin confirmed this truth, and they proved that the legendary flow state is driven entirely by this specific activation. And Columbia University found something even more shocking about this beautiful restoration. When your brain wave is finally reactivated, it does not stop with you at all. The radiant energy actually begins to influence the people around you. It positively impacts your children and your partner while you simply rest. It only takes 7 minutes a day to create this massive neurological shift. And the best part is that it begins working the very first time you listen to it. You simply close your eyes and let the science do the heavy lifting. I promised you earlier that I would reveal the secret name of this technology. I will tell you exactly what it is called, and I will show you how to access it before this message ends. That is a solid promise to your exhausted spirit today. But first, there is something you deeply need to understand about your delayed breakthrough. You have to recognize the final signs of the dark attack. Your intuition has been trying to protect you from these hidden traps all along, but a suppressed brain simply cannot process the divine warnings fast enough. That is why you felt so confused when those familiar faces suddenly returned to your life. The universe was flashing bright red warning lights directly at you, while your physical receiver was completely unplugged from the wall. Imagine what happens when that physical receiver is finally plugged back in. The heavy mental fog will instantly lift from your tired shoulders. The deep confusion about your life purpose will evaporate into thin air. Complex problems that used to cause you massive anxiety will start solving themselves with very little effort, and you will suddenly know exactly what to do next. This is the beautiful eureka state that you naturally lived in as a child. It is the profound feeling that the entire universe is actively conspiring in your favor. When your brainwave is finally restored to its proper frequency, the beautiful daily synchronicities will become completely normal for you again. You will stop forcing things to happen today. You will simply allow the divine wealth to effortlessly flow toward you. You are absolutely meant to live in this continuous state of flow. You were not created to constantly fight invisible battles just to survive another week. You are a powerful master of reality who just needs their proper equipment back. Once the frequency is fully reactivated, your mere presence will demand respect without a single word spoken, and the painful era of playing small will be officially over. But we have to deal with the immediate threat right now. The dark entities are making their final desperate moves to keep your vibration low. They absolutely do not want you to reach the sacred restoration I just described, so they are sending very specific illusions to distract you from your ultimate path. I am going to reveal the exact 3 signs right now. You must know if a counterfeit is currently standing in your timeline. Take a deep breath and prepare your spirit for this next revelation. Your physical body is about to recognize the absolute truth of these words. If you have experienced any of these three things recently, you are under an active spiritual attack, and you must defend yourself immediately. Do not let them steal your radiant crown today. Listen very closely to these divine warnings before it is too late. I warned you about a fatal trap earlier. The counterfeit spirits are desperately trying to block your ultimate blessing today. They wear very familiar faces to bypass your strict boundaries, and they rely on your natural empathy to slip past your defenses. I am going to reveal the exact 3 signs they are using right now. You must memorize this sacred list, because recognizing their deceptive tactics destroys their power instantly. Number 1. The false apology arrives at the exact moment of your absolute peace. You finally stop thinking about a toxic person from your past. You establish a beautiful, quiet authority in your daily life, and suddenly they send a very long message claiming they have completely changed. They tell you they have done the heavy inner work, but their real intention is incredibly dark. They say they desperately need your forgiveness. Listen carefully to this next part. This is not genuine closure at all. This is a highly calculated, energetic siphon. The dark entities monitoring your timeline saw your frequency spiking toward massive wealth, and they panicked completely. They pushed this broken person to contact you because your beautiful forgiveness requires a huge output of divine energy to process. If you engage with their fake apology, you reopen a very dead portal. You instantly drop from a high vibration back into heavy survival beta waves. Your physical body knows they are lying directly to you. Your stomach completely tightens when you see their name appear on your glowing screen, while your brain tries to convince you to be polite. You must completely ignore them today. Your silence is the ultimate shield they cannot penetrate. Number 2. Sudden chaos erupts from absolutely nowhere, just as a massive door is opening. You are about to sign a big contract or start a beautiful new relationship. Everything feels perfectly aligned with your soul. And then, 3 minor disasters strike you on the exact same afternoon. Your car breaks down unexpectedly. A friend starts a ridiculous drama, and you feel completely overwhelmed by the sudden noise. Take a deep breath and look closely at this heavy illusion. This manufactured chaos is not bad luck at all. It is a desperate distraction protocol. The universe is trying to hand you the kingdom keys right now, but the enemy wants you looking down at the muddy floor instead of reaching up to receive your radiant crown. They manufacture intense stress to keep your genius brain severely suppressed. They know a frustrated mind cannot recognize divine synchronicities. When you get angry at the minor inconveniences, you lower your protective shield. You must absolutely refuse to participate in their low-frequency games. Smile calmly at the sudden chaos. Your unbothered peace is a massive weapon of light, because it proves you are no longer controlled by external circumstances. It completely terrifies the entities trying to constantly distract you. Number 3. Your physical body intensely rejects their seemingly nice presence. They smile at you and speak very politely. They compliment your recent growth and your beautiful light, but your entire nervous system immediately goes into severe shock. You feel a sudden headache forming right behind your tired eyes. You feel inexplicably exhausted after just 5 minutes of talking to them, while they seem to grow more energized. Do you feel that slight pull in your chest right now? That is your intuition confirming this absolute truth. The enemy can fake a kind smile, but they can never fake their heavy energy signature. Your spiritual radar detects the demonic attachment hiding right behind their bright eyes. The dark entity is literally trying to bite into your radiant aura while they speak so softly to you. You must trust your physical repulsion over their sweet words every single time. You do not owe anyone a polite explanation for your sudden departure. Walk away without a single word of apology. You are the chosen one who survived the massive storm alone. and you have evolved far beyond the need to politely tolerate toxic environments. Your energy demands absolute respect from everyone today. You now see the three specific traps incredibly clearly: the false apology, the sudden chaos, the physical rejection. These are the desperate moves of a totally defeated enemy. They are trying to hold you back from the ultimate frequency upgrade, but their pathetic illusions are falling apart because you are fully awake. You see right through their shallow masks. The heavy trap is broken. You are the absolute master of your own reality. They thought your silence was a tragic weakness. They thought they had broken your spirit when they pushed you into total isolation last year. But what they did not realize was that solitude was your elite training ground. You did not break under the heavy pressure. You evolved into something dangerous, and now your powerful presence shifts the atmosphere. The road is finally clear for your massive upgrade. The counterfeits have been completely exposed to the blazing light. Now, we must permanently restore the massive power grid inside your mind. The suppressed frequency I spoke about earlier is waiting to be fully unleashed, and I am finally ready to reveal the exact physical tool the scientists built for you. The painful wait is officially over. The waiting season is officially over. The dry desert you walked through has suddenly burst into an oasis of divine favor, and every closed door is being blown off its hinges right now. Can you feel that massive shift in your spirit today? That is the frequency of absolute victory. You are stepping into the exact timeline you were born to rule. The question I asked you to hold at the beginning of this message: what if the massive gap is not a character flaw? Here is the exact answer. A specific brainwave called the gamma wave was running in you as a child at genius capacity. Princeton University has studied it extensively, and the prestigious Einstein Center in Berlin confirmed this amazing truth. Columbia University found that when this specific brainwave is restored, it radiates outward to beautifully influence the people you love. A dedicated team of neuroscientists, led by Dr. Robert Lake in New York, spent years working on this. They compressed the full clinical protocol for gamma reactivation into exactly 7 minutes. Before I tell you what they built, let me tell you about two people who used it. A woman from California named Rachel had tried absolutely everything. She tried deep meditation and manifesting, but nothing broke the heavy fog. After 2 weeks of listening to this frequency, she said something magically cleared. Not that she tried harder. The blocked channel simply opened. Her difficult marriage completely shifted. Her tired mind suddenly sharpened, and she beautifully described her daily life as enchanted for the very first time. A man from Texas named Michael started using it to improve his business focus. 2 months later, his wife joked that his IQ had jumped 20 points. The hardest problems he used to lose sleep over started solving themselves while he completely rested. He said it felt like his brain was finally running on what it was always supposed to run on. That is exactly what Dr. Lake and his dedicated team built for you. They call it the Genius Song. It is not a frustrating meditation app. It is not a generic sound frequency. It is a 7-minute audio track using advanced brain entrainment technology. This is the exact underlying research that Princeton and Berlin fully validated. It is compressed from 1 full hour of clinical protocol into something you easily do at home. You just put your headphones on and close your tired eyes. That is the entirety of what it requires from you today. Exactly 7 minutes of pure rest. You do not meditate, you do not chant a complex mantra. You simply let the pure frequency do what your beautiful brain was always designed to comfortably receive. The Genius Song is absolutely not for everyone. It is uniquely for the chosen one who has already done the heavy inner work. It is for the rare soul who understands that what is being blocked is not their faith at all. It is the physical frequency through which that strong faith is supposed to freely move. If your deep spirit confirms this is for you, the path is wide open. Biofeedback sessions to restore this elite state cost hundreds of dollars per hour in a clinical setting. An in-home machine runs thousands of dollars. What this powerful track delivers in 7 minutes is available to you today for a fraction of its true value. 4 powerful bonuses completely come with it. You receive an audio designed specifically for your children to boost confidence. You get the original prosperity text that a famous secret was built upon. You receive a guided visualization and a daily habits guide built to sustain the beautiful gamma state. Here is the much deeper truth about waiting today. The divine provision God arranged for you does not arrive as something entirely new. It arrives as something you instantly recognize. A gamma-suppressed brain completely misses the beautiful recognition. A restored brain receives it at full, stunning depth. What has been placed in your path for this season is already there. Waiting is absolutely not neutral. The beautiful arrangement is already in motion. The chosen one who restores the receiver today does not receive something new. They finally see what was always waiting for them. Do not delay this necessary restoration. Do not look for this sacred frequency on YouTube or Spotify. The tracks circulating under similar names on those platforms have no brain entrainment technology encoded at all. The darkness actively floods the market with diluted versions. The only authentic version is available through the protected link below. The universe demands absolutely no risk from you. This is an energetic exchange governed by complete trust. If you do not feel the massive shift you deserve, every single penny is returned to you. That is the divine guarantee protecting your journey, and the access link is waiting in the description and the pinned comment below. The powerful tool is not the final destination. The tool merely restores the receiver so the destination can be recognized when it arrives. Heaven does not require you to purchase anything to be fiercely loved. What was described is simply one valid way the physical receiver is restored for you today. Whether that specific path is for you or not, the absolute truth of this message belongs to you entirely. A tool can clear the blocked channel. God ultimately fills it. Those are two completely different things, and they are both completely true at the exact same time. Now, let us return to the beautiful heart of this spiritual message. You have successfully survived the most difficult chapter of your entire existence on this earth. The brutal storm was deliberately designed to break your spirit into 1,000,000 tiny pieces. But you boldly walked straight through the massive fire, and now you are standing on the other side completely transformed, because heaven used that intense isolation to forge your broken heart into an indestructible shield of pure divine energy. You are absolutely no longer the fragile empath who constantly begged for basic validation from toxic people. You are the untouchable master of your own reality today. Your aura commands immediate respect without you ever having to say a single word. The frequency tool I described earlier remains completely available in the description below. It is patiently waiting there for those whose spirit boldly said yes to the beautiful restoration. That is the final time it will be mentioned in this transmission today. What follows right now belongs entirely to the sacred sealing of your brand new timeline, and nothing from your heavy past is allowed to cross this glorious border into your new dimension. You are permanently leaving the heavy bags of generational trauma exactly where they deeply belong. Every single toxic cycle that plagued your bloodline officially ends with you right now. You became the sharp weapon you were desperately trying to survive all those years. The intense loneliness you felt was simply heaven clearing the grand stage for your magnificent arrival. Look at how far you have bravely traveled without a single person genuinely cheering for you. You fought the terrifying invisible demons completely alone in the pitch dark, while everyone else was comfortably sleeping, and you miraculously healed your own deep wounds while you were still actively bleeding. This is your absolute victory, and heaven kept a perfect record of every single silent tear you ever shed. The universe is actively preparing a massive banquet table for you right now, and it is being beautifully set right in front of the exact people who deeply doubted your power. They will quietly watch your glorious rise with total disbelief and heavy regret, because the radiant light you carry is finally being unleashed without any heavy restrictions holding it back, and you are about to become completely unrecognizable to the selfish people who once took your kindness for granted. This is not a temporary phase of good luck entering your life. This is a permanent, neurological and spiritual upgrade that heaven has manually approved for you. The universe saw exactly how you handled the intense isolation with absolute pure grace. You did not become bitter when the entire world turned its back on you. You simply turned your focused attention inward and found the magnificent divine source waiting there, and that pure resilience is exactly why you are being handed the ultimate keys to the kingdom today. Your heart remained completely pure. The pitch-black darkness has permanently retreated behind your powerful footsteps. The glorious dawn of the new era is shining its absolute brightest rays onto your spiritual crown. But you must firmly lock in this glorious frequency right now. You need to create an absolute shield of protection around your physical vessel today, because the defeated enemy will try to launch one last desperate attack the second you close this divine transmission, hoping to catch you totally off guard right before the massive blessing formally arrives in your hands. Do not let this incredible moment pass you by in complete silence. Share this powerful message with someone who desperately needs it to multiply your own blessing today. Sowing the beautiful seed of pure hope right now is actually multiplying the divine wealth for your own future. When you share this sacred truth with another broken soul, you physically prove to heaven that your hands are fully open to receive everything God has prepared for you. You prove that you are not hoarding the divine light, but letting it brilliantly flow through you to heal the world. Declare boldly down in the comments that you are completely ready to receive your massive breakthrough. Type the word Amen down there to completely seal this beautiful reality into physical existence. Your direct physical action today formally locks the heavy doors against any counterfeit spirits trying to return. The massive generational wealth transfer is officially approved in your specific name, and you just have to boldly claim it right now with absolute unwavering confidence as you step into your new life. Your beautiful victory is absolutely guaranteed today. You are a magnificent weapon of light, forged in the deepest fires of severe isolation. The universe completely trusts you with this immense power because you never once sold your precious soul for cheap validation. Your vibrant energy demands absolute respect from everyone who dares to enter your sacred space today. The painful era of playing incredibly small to make others comfortable is officially over, and the beautiful reign of the Chosen One has formally begun in this exact moment. Welcome to your glorious new kingdom.